We've tried everything. We're in trouble. I'm going to read to you a GoFundMe that I have recently come across on Facebook and then attempt to explain, as many people have done, hundreds if not thousands of times over, the need to be prepared, the need to be self-sufficient, the need to ensure that your finances are in order, the need to ensure that you have a solid way, a proven way, to ensure that you and your family are not destitute. Here we go. We've tried, and the reason why I'm reading it because they put it's public, it's out there, it's on GoFundMe. Nesbitt, okay? Hey family, Israelites, and they got the couple, wife, look like a modern day Israelite, and I'm going to get into that as well, the look as well. Hey family, I went through this 1,000 ways in my head to figure out what is our next option. And my husband has missed nights of sleep trying to get us out of this hole. We are $2,000 behind in rent, paying rent. My husband is so nice, hasn't beat us up about it, but we know it won't last forever, and we're in trouble. She said, no, my landlord is so nice. He hasn't beat us up about it, but we know it won't last forever, and we're in trouble. My husband lost his job getting hurt a few months back, which has put us behind in everything. You see why it's important to have an emergency fund? You see why it's important to be debt free? You see why it's important to own some land? And once we began to get behind, we've been struggling ever since to catch back up. He took a lower paying job and he got back healed since it was right there and he could begin quick. But going from $22 an hour to $14 an hour was a gigantic difference. I don't know how people survive on $22 an hour. Since he lost that job due to the job being tired of him not having availability to work on the Sabbath. You see? See, the idea is that I find that a lot of Israelites, they're working on the Sabbath. The vast majority of Israelites that I've seen, they work on the Sabbath. Why? Because they gotta feed their families. They're not self-sufficient. And vaccinations, so he says working on the Sabbath and vaccinations being a no with him. So we're trying to hold strong of the laws and don't want to break them. We began doing odd jobs to keep things up. Doing here, cleaning apartments, grocery shopping gigs, and such. But still, we're behind. You see, all these DoorDash, Uber, all of these little bullcrap jobs, they're not going to provide for you in an economic depression, which we're going through now, which inflation is just killing everybody left and right. We began doing odd jobs. Then I found out that I was pregnant. Stressful, but blessed. But then I lost our baby at 9 weeks. So two small incomes became one until I healed. Still behind in everything. I'm constantly running promos with my business, trying to get every sale that I can. All these Hebrew Israelite clothing businesses, trying to sell clothes. We're borrowing money from people with no idea when we can pay it back. We use every avenue to catch up and are maintaining, but still keep falling short. We are just asking for help. We are here, but we are hustling to get every penny we can to keep us afloat. But Vegas is relentless. Las Vegas. They live in a major city. Get out the city. Get out of debt. Move into the country. Live simple. But who gonna do that? We have hustled to get every penny we can to keep us afloat, but Vegas is relentless and uncaring. And if you are not vaccinated, it's even worse. Sin City, you think they care about religious forms. Tons of people traveling through the city, so they want vaccinated folks. And if you aren't, only a handful of companies will hire you, and we are both struggling to find employment. Move out of Vegas. Move out of Sin City. Israelites, move out. You see, we're seeing this more and more. People going into destitution and not willing to. Where's the elders? Where's the people that's giving it? See, because all these, it's all a bunch of vain religion. It's all a bunch of people getting together, jumping up and down, clapping their hands. But when it comes to the fruit, when it comes to getting things done, when it comes to getting our people free, none of these camps are doing it. None of these people are doing it. Well, you got a few out there, but hey, none of the vast majority of these people, they're not doing it. They're in poverty. They're in debt. They're mortgaged up to the hilt, credit card up to the hilt. Don't own shit, but talking about freedom. Okay, so only handful, and it's being the end of the year. Some are telling us that they are hiring until January. We are humble, and we are not picky. We're applying for stuff we weren't even qualified for. We're getting interviews, but no callbacks. Begging the system for a job. Begging the system for a job. So you say, I got to go out and finish this sub for a job. I've been so busy. But you could charge 30, 40, 50. I charge between $30 and $50 an hour if somebody wants to charge me or hire me on an hourly rate as opposed to a job. But hey, I still get the same money. They think that they getting less out of me by charging me an hourly rate. But no, you're going to pay me. Jobs seem to have their choice in employees these days, and everyone is fighting for the same job. It's like a needle in a haystack to get a gig. Well, create your own job, create your own company, create your own business. I saw a brother K Business. He talks about people that are transportation businesses. Now I'm talking about getting a truck and moving stuff. Small moving companies, renting a U-Haul, moving people's stuff from a location A to point B. There's all types of little gigs that you can get and all types of little self-employed gigs that you can get in order to sustain yourself that's outside of the Uber and the Lyfts and the DoorDashes. We are not the begging kind. The Most High has kept us, but I guess it's just our season. We help people all the time, and we have good friends who have helped us along the way. But like I said, we've been behind for months now. We're just looking for some breathing room to keep trying, to get stable. And my 3-year-old needs a roof over his head. If you can help us, it's very much appreciated. But we aren't looking to put anyone in behind themselves. And so it says the brunettes. I prefer for you to cash app us. Because GoFundMe takes the money. What is $2,500 going to do to get this family out of the poverty that they're in? You see, because when you're debt free and when your land is paid for, you don't have to worry about this. See, when you're sufficiently stocked with food, when you're sufficiently stocked with supplies, when your monthly expenses at a bare minimum. I said over and again, monthly expenses as of January is going to be $450 a month. $450. So that, hey, something happened. I work, you know what I'm saying? My back hurts, my muscles hurt. I'm a hard-working man. But at the same time, if something happened, I can give myself time to heal. I'm selective about the work that I do, so I'm not trying to put myself in a situation where I can fall off something or be hurt. See, I can be selective about what I do. A hand cut, something like that, I can deal with all day. But see, you got to understand, when you are dependent on the system, like these people are, like many of you are out there, and something happens, then what do you do? See, a lot of people, they're going into mass poverty, what we're going to be seeing in this country. We're going to see more of this. You know, and I got other situations where I'm not going to disclose where people just flat out just homeless. Hey, man, I need a place to stay. I'll do anything for a cot, in the woods. I'm destitute. This is happening more and more and more and more. And what have we been telling people? Get out the city. What have we been telling people? Become self-sufficient. What have we been telling people? Grow your own food. What have we been telling people? Get out of debt. What have we been telling people? Get with people with like mind to build with, so that you don't have to be in this situation where you are destitute. And I see a lot of people, it's amazing to look at people and you see what they're doing and you see what they're not doing. People are living in destitution. See, we're going to have a situation where it's going to be just like in the 1900s and the 1800s or whatever, where you're going to have large families stuck up in a shack with 4 walls and a small wood burning stove in the corner, because that's all they can afford. No running water, no lights, a candle in the corner. This is where we're going, ladies and gentlemen. Because, see, a lot of people, they have acclimated themselves in the world, and they claim that they came into the truth. They claim they're Israelites, but hey, they're so dependent on the system. They're so dependent on someone else to give them something. It's a shame. It really is a shame. But for those of you that understand what's going on, these are the kind of moves that you need to be making. It's painful at the beginning. Sure it is. But let me tell you, it's a beautiful thing to know that I can, and I have done my own sheetrock work, all my own plumbing work, and my, showers running, hot water flowing, be able to take nice hot showers and not baths from all of the CPVC that I ran. Fixing the gas lines. Purchase a stove, debt-free. Installing wood stoves. Getting more plumbing lines running in. To get the cabins up and running. Because, see, these things are critical. Storing up as much food as I can and supplies as I can. Because I see what's going on. We see the inflation. We see the calamity. We see the poverty. We see the total destruction of the middle class. And what are people doing? A whole bunch of foolishness. Buying a whole bunch of foolishness. I tell us what, take all them jewelry and take all that makeup off or whatever. And this is the third. But see, the idea is that, hey, we're too far gone into this world. What's $2,500 going to do? No, it's not going to do anything. Living in Vegas, Sin City, Israelites. It's amazing. No one said, get out the city. No one says, become self-sufficient. A bunch of vain religion. That's all it is. Get out these camps. They ain't doing nothing. They ain't making no moves. Hey, you think... very few, if I don't know any of them, probably outside of Straightway, that can take a family in. It's a shame what's happening. But hey, it's the clearest example of the blind leading to the blind. Because the situation is not getting any better in this country. Because people are becoming more and more destitute. See, you better, a lot of people, you better get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's just the truth of the matter. You better be comfortable with being destitute. You got folks packed up like sardines, no privacy. I mean, it's sad to see. But these are the personal choices and decisions that people make because they failed to act. They failed to listen to wise people. They failed to understand what was going on and how to make the proper moves to preserve themselves and their family. And now they're going to suffer hard. Hey, if a man don't work, he don't eat. We see a lot of that going on today. We see a lot of men working. They ain't working, but they eating. Don't know how to swing a damn hammer. Don't know how to fix shit. But calling themselves men of Yah. It's a shame. It's a joke. A big joke. Any man of Yah I know personally knows how to, because he's blessed with this. It's a pathetic, sick joke. But hey, the blind lead the blind because they blind themselves. And what do? They fall. But see, people that are blind, they don't think they're falling into the ditch. They don't think that they're going off the cliff. Because they fill you up with vain words and smooth sayings and a prosperity that it ain't going to be there. You know why? Look at them now. They ain't putting in no work. You know, hey, I'm going to get up on out here and I'm going to do a video later on of me finishing up this, I'm going to attempt to finish up this subflooring on New Year's. Well, I think it's New Year's Eve. I don't keep track of this shit, but I'm going to get up on out here and I'm going to work and I'm going to provide for my family. So that they're not destitute, that they have a nice roof over their heads, that they have a nice warm bed to go into, that my children are well taken care of and fed from the food that I slaughter and the food that I grow. And now going into the energy that I will be producing for myself in 2022 with solar. Becoming totally self-sufficient. How many people could say they can do this? How many people can say? Very few. But again, there's only going to be a remnant. Everybody else, you're going to suffer.